Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogia Monster here, along with Stevie B.
Hey, hello.
Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF, as we like to call it. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. Great to see everybody here in chat already.
Sandra Piper, good to see you, hon.
Hey, Sandra.
I hope you're feeling well.
Harold, how are you? First one in the door tonight. Good to see you. Hey, Feisty Kitty. Northwoods is here. Danny Staten, how's it going? What else we got here?
LIB, what it do?
What up, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think I said that the whole time he was here.
Yeah,
I should have woke up and said, what it do? It just dawned on me.
That's funny. Sharon Guy, how are you? Yeah, I didn't say it.
Look, I just read it that he wrote it. That's funny.
Jim's camera at dawn. What's up, Jim? Great to see you guys. So we were busy past week.
Past 24 hours. You guys gotta forgive me tonight. I am running on empty here.
Yeah, I'm pretty whooped myself, but she got less sleep than I did.
And a lot of running around.
But LIB, Mike, it was wonderful to have you down here. We had a great time.
We did. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it was so hot and miserable.
Yeah, we didn't control the weather.
I feel bad. I did.
But
there was so much more that we wanted to do.
Well, but we didn't. It didn't waste a lot of time.
No, but I tend to think downtime is good
There were
too.
a couple days when you just couldn't go out. It was just like, no, we ain't going in the woods or whatever.
Downtime is just as good sometimes, you know.
Northwood says, did you know a group of lizards is called a lounge?
Huh.
Is that true, or is that just a joke?
So then they are lounge lizards. I can't even say it. Lounge lizards.
So yeah, we geez, what do we do? Where do we start? I think Tuesday night. We were here Thursday. So this weekend, what did we do? We went one night, Friday night. We went up to Ocala.
We did. Drove the whole forest just we drove north
and just went for a while and then looked for a dirt road,
pull off and
a Forest Service road. It's different or at night. You can't see the signs.
I've always said it. The forest is completely different at night. After dark, when that sun hits the tree line, it changes to a whole different.
Finally, we got into the woods and just made a couple stops and got out, walked around, listened, walked. We find a trail and just shoot down. It's dark. I mean,
we got to one spot. We stopped at a couple different spots. We get to one spot, and those guys are basically on the side of the vehicle that they're taking off walking that way. I'm coming around the back of the truck. They're already walking a little bit to the center of the forest road, and I'm just coming around the back end of the pickup truck, and I look down and I see this footprint, and I'm like, guys, as I'm saying guys, and I'm walking around to get their attention. Those two are fixated on.
I'm already on the other side of the street,
on the other side of the path road. of the forest road,
looking at
the same exact track, the same exact track, and it
at first
glance it looks like a small human foot.
Yeah, with four toes.
And some of them you can think maybe you'd see a fifth toe, just depended, but for the most part it was all four toes, but it was a small foot. But as I followed the trackway to them, I saw by the second one, I saw the instep.
The back step.
Yeah,
that double step.
Yep. And I knew it was a bear. I knew it was bear. Yeah. But it was so cool to find such a perfect trackway of a bear print.
And it was pretty fresh.
We followed it. We followed it.
So
for a little ways until we saw exactly where it went
It went
into
into
the
the-
tree line. Yeah. But it was up a ways because, again, we're on a forest road intersection, a crossroad, basically. You know, the dominant path was the direction we came in, but there was a smaller path going, you know, outside of that. And that's where that bear had went down that smaller path. You want
But it
to
was fun. You know, you could see, you know, there were other tracks, smaller tracks that were just like, I don't know what the fuck they were. I
spiders
thought we saw some, like,
everywhere.
cat
Spiders. Deer, definitely
Oh,
deer. Ton of deer.
I
I saw
you
what
had
looked
to be
like
on guard with the deer because they were all over the side of the road. They were just, you know, feeding on the grass, and it's kind of nerve wracking when, you know, your high beams, you're kind of above the road. So if they come up, they're coming from
they're
below.
in,
So
yeah,
your high
they're
beams really don't hit them.
no.
You just see this, all of a sudden you see this.
Although we
Light
were
spot.
cruising and I saw one on the left side of the road, it took its step back. Just like kind of, I watched it rear back, and that was the only one. I mean, dozens of deer along the forest line.
Rick's
Going
hand,
straight
how
up
are you?
19.
Cheese freak. Where you been?
Jeez,
Great to see you.
good to see you.
Who else?
It was just so hot out there, though, and bugs were atrocious. Spiders everywhere, and it's the banana spiders that are about the size of my hand.
And their webs are like
It's
paracord.
yes,
Yeah,
or bungee.
it's they don't
If
want
you
to
hit
play.
it, you bounce off of them. It glues to you. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't just go away.
But it was, you know, it was hot. We were sweating our asses up.
I tell you what, I saw Mike move the quickest I've seen anybody move in a long time. He walks face smack into one of them banana spiders and saw it, and next thing you know, he did this limbo move where he
It's like
went
the
shoop and went
Matrix.
right under. Yeah, but it was quick, and he recovered and kept. He's like, "Fucking shit." I'm behind him with my walking stick. I'm like, "You gotta have a stick." It's horrible. They're horrible. I can't stand them. And then you feel like, you not feel like, we probably were bringing the spider webs home with us. You know, I mean, you just got that constant feel of, yeah.
Something's growing on me. Gary, how are you?
Well, I tend to wonder if I'm walking into that big of a spider web, where's the spider? I don't want it to be on me. Not at all. The things are huge. They're beautiful, though. I mean, they're really cool to look at.
So yesterday I didn't have anything going on with work, and so I contacted one of our other marinas down at Crystal River, which is on the Gulf. That's where I started this job, and they didn't have anything going out, so I went and grabbed one of their boats, the three of us, and we went out into Crystal River, into the river itself, and then down into Kings Bay, and fooled around there, and then we followed this tour boat, and it brought us back to these springs. So we kind of followed it in, thinking there was more, and we had to back out. These canals got a little narrow, and I'm in a brand new.
There was a lot of traffic out there too, with
Yeah.
the tour boats and people, you know, just recreational boats and
Not
kayaks. I mean, there for every one boat, there's 5 kayaks easily. I mean, kayaks everywhere.
So when we got out of there, I turned around, and we went up to the entrance to these springs, and
You look down it and you could just see the crystal clear blue aqua,
I docked the boat.
beautiful waters.
Dropped anchor, and you couldn't tie off to like the
Well, you're not allowed to tie up the
shoreline,
vegetation
so
or the rocks or the signs.
we kind
They
of got pushed
specify.
into the vegetation. It worked out. And Mike and I went. Unfortunately,
I couldn't go. My legs a little bit messed up, and I don't know if anybody remembers, but probably this time last year, I was out same river, Crystal River, in the water, kayaking, and I caught a bacteria, and just not even a wound. It wasn't an open wound. It was just where my prosthetic rubbed against my skin to where it was a raw spot. There was no broken skin or anything. So, but apparently the bacteria got in through there, and within 24 hours, I was at the hospital. I was in the emergency room for the next 2 days. Yeah. And I didn't want to even risk going through any part of that again. So unfortunately, I couldn't get in the water. It killed me. I probably wasn't.
We got
I
it.
probably wasn't the best to be around yesterday late because I really wanted to be in the water. That's all I ever wanted.
Friday night we went and we had dinner with Jay Fritz and Janet.
We did.
I
love Jay and Janet. I do.
It was good for everybody. I mean, I was kind of heartbroken because it was not all you can eat fish, and apparently it only applies to fried fish.
Yeah, if you did broil,
if I got broiled or blackened, or I could only get one plate of that, and then I could get fried. I'm like, well, that doesn't.
That's silly. It's just silly.
So I ordered chicken.
Yeah. So the mood I was in, not being able to swim, that was him at dinner. You know, it's one of those things that you still look forward to doing or having in your case, and then you get there and you know you can't. It's disappointing, very disappointing. But Mike had a blast, and that's where I found my fun watching you guys. Absolutely. Watching you guys,
he hopped into the water.
He was first to go. He wasn't messing around.
I just gave him a life jacket, and it's good luck.
I don't even think
like one you wear for like jet ski or something.
That's it. We
just
use
so
it for
you have
kayaking.
Buoyancy.
Yep. Yeah, because you don't know how deep. None of us have been there before. Yeah, we didn't know how deep it ran. Some of the springs, you like walking into the spring. If you stayed over closer to the board, there's a boardwalk just right there. The closer you stay to that side, it's shallow. I watched people the whole time y'all were in there walk from behind where he anchored the boat all the way around to the spring entrance. It was pretty shallow.
I had fins on, and we shared. I have a mask it's a full face mask with a snorkel that's built onto it, and we would pass that back and forth. But it was cool because he was like, I want to go to that blue water where it's crystal clear, and that's what we did.
The thing is, he wanted to swim with the manatee.
We tried. We looked for him.
We wanted at that point just to see one.
Yeah. We didn't see a dolphin. We saw one little baby gator.
And that wasn't until we were at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the state park. And we drove in on that. We were on the water that whole, most of all afternoon, and didn't see any significant wildlife, other than I sat there and saw some good size. I saw some good sized bass. There were like two that swam past there. I don't know if it was the same one that y'all saw. I never did see that one, but I counted 2 or 3 while y'all were off swimming. I saw some. And
that's what people don't think. They don't like. Crystal River's
really wanting my fishing
title, but there's some nice largemouth bass swimming around there, sunshine bass or whatever other bass they are. But
but they got sheep's head and
there's saltwater fish as well.
I was really wanting my fishing pole when y'all were swimming, and they have mullet that jump, so I probably saw a few of those. I love counting how many jumps.
LIBC, that water is amazing.
It is.
Although I feel it today in my chest.
It's cold.
From snow, from swimming.
From
using those muscles.
That's
that
good.
I haven't used in a while. It's just that odd, but it feels like I did push-ups.
It's a good feeling.
Like, swimming.
That's what I liked about swimming. You feel good in the water.
And it's crystal clear. I mean, if it was 20 feet deep, you're looking at the bottom.
Yes. And that's what I was getting at to begin with. There are spots, although it's shallow around the entrance of the spring, but you step 2 feet this way and you're in 7 feet. It varies. There's no consistency.
Northwoods, as long as she doesn't live here, we're good. Also, Crystal River. See, that's the thing. That's why I brought like the life jacket and the snorkel and the fins. Is if there was a manatee, if we had witnessed a manatee, Mike would have been able to swim with it, not touch it, but he can swim in their presence.
You
And
can't
it's the only
do
place. It's
anything.
the only place in the country that you can swim with manatees.
You can't-
It's Crystal River.
You can't do anything with them. You can't do anything to them. You can't acknowledge them. You just have to stand there and be still. That's the law. That's how protected they are. You can get in the water with them. You just can't.
They can touch you.
They can touch you.
You can't touch
You
them.
can't touch them back. And if you do a search on YouTube, you find tons of shorts of. I saw one recently of a young lady that was swimming, and a baby one came up and grabbed hold of her leg, hugging her leg, and she's just sitting there, and somebody's recording, and she's like into the water, like she
want
wanted
to touch it.
Yes, but it was so cute because it was a little baby.
Yeah, well, the one woman I know that works down at Crystal River, she's a guide. She'll go. They have these pontoon boats that they take tours out, and they're manatee tours, and they'll set the customers up with a wetsuit and a noodle and mask and snorkel and stuff, and they go out to these. During the winter, it's better because the manatees come in, but they go out to these pods of manatees and like she'll herd them up a little bit, just swim around and push them a little bit, and this way the customers can get in the water and see them. But she said one day she's laying there, she's kind of on her back, and this mother and baby manatee come along, and the baby just comes right up to her and like puts its head on her chest, and just sat there, and the mother just like looked at her, was like, "Oops, it's all yours now."
Yeah, babysitter. Free babysitter.
Did her thing for a little while, and the baby just sat there, and then the mother came back, and the baby just slid off and gone.
And that's all you can do. You can just sit there and enjoy the moment. You can't do anything else. They're so protected. And you kind of don't want to, I would think, because they're huge. They're massive. They don't call them sea cows for no reason. These things are ginormous. They're intimidating.
They are.
If you're in the water, and have one, let alone more than one.
Yeah, they could just plow you over.
They just, turn sideways and mush you against something, and probably wouldn't even notice. I mean, they're not dangerous by no means. They're so sweet. The babies are playful. The grown-ups, they just go about their business. They're very gentle giants.
They are. They're just there to eat the grass.
Oh, we had kayaked out there, Crystal River. Remember when we pulled off that side that one time and the one popped up in front of me?
Yeah.
It was a little baby size.
Vault of Curiosity, what's up?
We were just taking a break and found a spot to pull off near the shore and do some shade. And we'd only been there for about a minute or two, and the little baby manatee comes popping up right in front of me.
Mikey, what's up?
It startled me, but then I was like, oh. And all I could do is sit there and talk to it. Can't do nothing.
Hawaii is very protective of sea turtles, too. I brushed against one. I thought some lifeguard would stop me, but luckily no one was around, and I still got dragged out over a mile from shore.
I know here that when they come up on the beach and lay their eggs, they will build mini condos around it so that they are absolutely protected. It is definitely a crime to do anything.
What's their favorite word? Molest?
Molest, yes.
Don't molest the gators. Don't molest the
manatees,
turtles. Don't molest
turtle.
the manatees.
Absolutely. Their favorite word is on signs all throughout Florida.
Yeah.
Campgrounds.
Don't fuck with the animals.
Yeah. Just leave them
But
alone.
they can't put that on a sign.
Leave them alone. I don't think you've
Daniel Lundy, how are you?
the link yet, have you?
Not yet. We're just babbling.
Yeah.
It's only been, what,
20 minutes.
17.
Mine says 20.
I don't know how our clocks can be off so much when.
I don't know. It's always been that way. I think mine is the right time. That one is somehow off.
No, I'm talking about this time where it says live and, like.
Oh, because we're right here beside each other and I'm drawing off.
There's a delay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Guys, that was the link you just
Link is in
posted?
chat. Yeah.
Told you, I am exhausted.
Yeah, so I got up. I mean, I guess say we got up. I laid down it.
You laid down and then.
But I really didn't fall asleep. And next thing I know, the alarm's going off at 2:30. So I got up with those guys. And
I got to lay down for an hour and got up. And Mike got up and I drove him to the airport this morning.
Yeah, they left here a little after 3:00 this morning.
Yeah, he had to be there for, or thereabouts. And we had to stop for gas and then figure out where the hell we were going because Orlando Airport, International Airport, is just insane. It's hard to feel. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it's just you got to walk clear across. Hell, they got to take a train just from the
plane to the terminal.
The terminal to the gate.
Yeah.
Yes, they have to take a train. And once you get off that train, it's like a whole nother city, of an airport. It's a whole separate airport.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. But I got to hang out with them. I had to leave to go to work after I saw them off. I had to be at work at 7:30, and coming from Eustis to Orlando Airport, I got work in between, so no sense in even beginning to think of going back home after that. So it was cool though. I followed Mike in the airport and we got all the way through TSA. I was right there with him. Hell, there was one lady that was she opened the rope for TSA and was waving me on. Come on, you don't have to wait in that line. I was like, oh no, hon, I'm not flying. I knew she was, because of my legs, she was gonna let me in. She was gonna let us jump. And I said, but he is. And we tried to sound convincing that he needed to go to the front of the line, but he didn't. You know what I mean? So we but yet she knew I wasn't flying. She let me through the line. So I was able to stay with them. I went through the line with them to the extent they had us walk in, side by side, just the two of us, 2 by 2, they were letting people through. And the drug sniffing dog, bomb sniffing dog was circling us. And we were joking about if that dog sits down right now, both of us, he's going to run. I'm going to run. No, we're kidding. I'm kidding. But no, they let me all the way up to the point where he had to, he was giving his boarding pass to go through TSA.
Northwood says one side of the Orlando airport used to be McCoy Air Force Base.
I've heard that. I've actually heard that.
Interesting.
Yep. So yeah, I got to go all the way up through TSA with them and, say goodbyes. And I still had like an hour or so. I had 2 hours actually before I had to be at work. And excuse me. I had 2 hours to kill.
I know she put her fishing rod in.
Well, I had the thought that if it came down to it, I would hang out at the church and do some fishing.
No.
That's literally 7 minutes away from my office. So, I threw the pole in the back with my, tackle, and that was the thought, definitely.
I wanted to get pictures this morning of her like pulling in bass before work.
How you doing, Milks? How you doing, Stevie B?
How are you, Mikey?
Doing okay. Hey, Milks, I got to get your honest opinion about my beard. How's it looking?
You going Amish?
No. I've tried to grow a beard for the holidays. They need some volunteers for Santa Claus for kids and stuff. So
right on.
Trying to grow that. Yeah, trying to get it down. I tried last year, it didn't quite work, but this year it looks like it's coming in fully. So
it does.
See, that's what I would end up. If I grew, I've never had a full beard, but if I did.
See, I
It
just
would
envisioned the hat.
just be white.
I envisioned the hat, and yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Hey, he could pull it off, Stevie. He could. Sure could. Yeah.
Trying to
This
lose
fiscal
that.
Yeah, right. He's trying to go the opposite direction. Trying to get rid of
Oh,
it.
thanks, Jim. Jim's Cabaret Dog. Oh, man, it has been massively humid up here. You guys, it must be really hot down there. For you guys.
Unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. I thought last summer was bad. This is impossible. Last summer was bad because we were just moving into this place and we were getting the air conditioning situation taken care of, and it was rough start. But then it turned out to be okay. This summer, just this past week, it's just gotten to the point where midday, if you're moving around too much, it's hot. You can't get comfortable, you know.
I feel bad because like I'm out on a dock and I'm trying to put customers on a boat, but yet I am just dripping wet with sweat, and I'm trying to use an iPad, and I'm dripping on it, and it's screwing up the you know.
He's having to dry it off
into your iPad phone. Yeah,
it's so bad. Sweat drips in my eyes if I'm not careful, and it burns, and that's just walking down the walkway from my office. I come back 10 minutes later, and I'm just drenched. I'm glistening.
Yeah, that's
you know, I mean, it's just everything is glistening. It's hot. It's unbearably hot.
Yeah. Well, my folks we talked to my mother earlier today. She just had her 78th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And so, you know, they're complaining. Obviously, it's so dry and everything. I said to my dad, I said, look, I'll take a little bit of your dry, bring it up here. You take some of my humidity, which has been around 70-80% every single day for the last 3 weeks in Canada, believe it or not, and then just send it to you guys. He says they couldn't take the humidity. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The humidity here is just so
where are they?
thick.
They are in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay. Yeah.
So not too far from
when
Phoenix.
You said the dry,
they average 110 degrees every day. Yeah, pretty much during the summer.
Yeah, my sister's down in the valley too.
Yeah, she is. I'll bet. Yeah. Wait. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. You told me about that before.
Mike LIB says the seaplanes take off from my sweat puddles.
Well, CRJ says they're supposed to have a cool front come in. Well, that's cool. Hope so.
So for those of y'all that are wondering what the heck we're laughing about, he works in Tavares, which is the seaplane capital of what, the U.S.
I don't know.
Of something.
Seaplane capital of
somewhere, but it's massive. It's nothing to see seaplanes take off and land or circling. You know, any time of any day. It's cool. It's very cool. I can't get used to that. You know,
just planes taking off next to you.
Yeah, and you know, taking off from the water.
It's crazy on a busy day when you have boats all over the place and these guys come in and they just squeak in between.
Yeah, they're badass because it's what they do. I know, but just to watch them squeeze in between, you know, a pontoon going this way and the, you know, a bay boat going this way, and it all seems like they're going to come together, and he just fits right on in and lands, and it's cool. I want to go up on one. I do.
They're expensive.
They are. They really are. You got to get to know.
I know. Start somebody's ass.
Start meeting people.
No, but I do have an in with them.
Yeah, you do. You work right there.
But no, those guys do tours, and I think they do a 15-minute tour, maybe a 30-minute tour.
$100.
But it's like $90 for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's very.
To go up in a seaplane. It's like what?
And people pay.
So which dock are you close to, Max? What dock are you close to? Which lake are you close to?
Where he works at Dora Lake, Lake Dora. Okay. We live on Lake Eustis, so it's connecting chain of lakes that he works and we live on.
Nice.
Can't read, can't see.
Not yet. Give it a minute.
eyes have to adjust. I haven't been wearing it.
Oh, yeah, I got a pair of reading glasses myself. Like if my eyes start going blah to the screen, I can't see. I got to put those glasses on for sure. That's what you get for getting older, man. You got to wear glasses.
LIB said gas alone is probably costly for a plane. Yeah,
For sure.
I'd imagine so. I mean,
Yeah,
gas for boats or
I'm at the fuel dock filling up the boat, and the next dock is a
plane
filling up.
And I've been out there with that yellow plane, the yellow one, and it's cool sitting, 30 yards from it, if that, and watching them pull out from fueling and take off, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I've rode in one of those tourist helicopters in Hawaii before, the blue ones they have.
Yeah,
and our pilot used to be one of the Arizona news station helicopter pilots, and then he went semi-retired, and then he went to Hawaii there, and we took his helicopter over all the different sites and everything. Very cool. But I mean, back then, the fuel alone for those helicopters is expensive. I'm surprised they were still in business. Yeah, back then. So that wasn't too long ago.
Mr. Haywood, good to see you.
why are
Yeah.
you
Why aren't you fishing, Michael?
Yeah, I'm like,
Bristol,
what are you
how are
doing
you?
here?
Bobby,
What you doing here, Michael? You're supposed to be fishing.
Oh, it's probably raining, and he's sitting in the truck waiting out the
Oh, Michael Haywood, yeah. He probably said, "No, rain, no.
He,
I can't fish in the rain."
Excuse
I
me.
remember back in the day. My dad, we would go up north, and we went to this place outside of Sedona, Arizona, and if we had a day of rain, I said, "Dad, no, we can't go up the creek, can't do fish, can't do anything like that, just because of a day of rain." It just ruined everything for us kids.
where were you outside of Sedona?
Have you heard of a campground called Beaver Creek?
Yeah. I worked in Sedona for 4 years. I lived in Cottonwood, the next town over, for 12.
Cottonwood. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, we went to Beaver Creek a few times, and one or two times we went up there to fish and, hang out by their version of Slide Rock. And because we've been to the Slide Rock one in Sedona itself.
Oh, yeah. You go down to Red Rock Crossing or Mormon Crossing or there's a lot of there's Red Rocks that's their version of Slide Rock, it's
which is cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, well now it's a it used to be, this is weird. The last time I took my wife up there to see Beaver Creek, you could go there for day use, but if you wanted to stay there, of course you have to pay, if you want to spend there overnight or something. They used to have this place for well, they used to have this place for what do they call it? The Scouts. The Scouts used to have a place up there just up the hill from the creek where they could hang out, and do stuff during the summer. But now somebody said they changed it to private land. So now I don't know who's up there that owns the place, but that owns the whole thing. But yeah, but the Scouts don't go there anymore. So I don't know. The creek itself is just, when we were there, the creek itself was just so, this was like 8 years ago, I think. Yeah, 8 years ago. And it was just so slow moving. It used to be really overflowing with fish and things, but it was so, it looked dead. Yeah. Yeah, it looked dead. It was sad. Yeah.
In the fall, the spring, you'll get the melt from Flagstaff and
right.
Up that area, which will come down, Oak Creek Canyon and Dry Beaver Creek and, it's a lot of snow melt at first, but, Oak Creek Canyon spring fed. But I've seen videos where that creek just overflowed and took out some of those resorts
Yeah.
Tight lines, Michael. Tight lines. He
There
said,
was-
let me all back to fishing.
Yeah,
Good
there was
luck.
one year. There was one year where they had a massive flow of water, and it almost took out the Tlaquepaque market that was down there.
Yeah.
The whole thing,
Oh,
and you know,
they're right
it was
on.
right on- yeah. So, and that was overflowed. I mean, it was overflooded. Buddy of mine was there, so
Yeah,
I was like,
my dad had a house in Sedona. He lived in Sedona for years.
yeah, it's a beautiful market though. I love it.
Oh, it's pretty.
We had one of those. Yeah, they have a great Mexican restaurant there. We went shopping for some souvenirs for my wife before we came back here, and yeah, it was nice.
Right.
Nice day we were there. So yeah, and it wasn't too hot. See, that's the best part. Is like she survived 121 degrees down down in Arizona, in Central, where we were, and then when we go up there, you know, it's like 20, 25 degrees
Cooler.
It's
Yeah.
nice. I mean, it's great. You know, wonderful
Well, that's the
weather.
thing about Arizona. It's all you want to cool off. You got to go to the high country.
Yes.
Yeah, in the high country for sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely northern Arizona is like, if you want to go with all 4 seasons of the year, best place to live is in northern Arizona. Definitely is.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize, how much forest is in Arizona.
Oh,
They think
yeah.
all desert.
Oh, I know.
And,
Yeah, well, it's a
and-
stereotype of
Yeah.
Arizona being desert, all desert.
and
Yeah.
it's got the largest
Complete
stand of
opposite.
ponderosa pines in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And I really love the Mogollon Rim up by Payson. Oh, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that-
Gorgeous.
that's a nice
Yeah.
area.
It's absolutely gorgeous up there.
hmm Yeah, I was so sad about the one of the worst tragedies about that area was the rodeo fire. That was sad.
They've had a few fires that devastated, but yeah, I don't remember that fire. I know the name, but for some reason I don't remember. I've been through it since I've gone through those burnt out areas up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Oatman is Cheese Freak says he's only been Oatman, Arizona. Yeah, I've seen Oatman. I took my wife to Lake Havasu City to see the London Bridge. That's a lot of fun. And
I didn't get that.
we got
so-
to drive on it, so that was even more fun.
It's
Yeah.
northeast corner of it's on the Colorado River,
Okay.
and it's where the London Bridge is. They moved it from London and they
Yeah,
redid
I
it
remember.
there. That's in Havasu.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's beautiful.
I
It's
never
a
got
really
there.
fun. Yeah,
Right. No, I remember hearing about that.
yeah. Well, I read the history too about it, where they had to ship all the pieces to that part of the country.
Numbered them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, took a couple of years to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got it done.
But yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you should definitely recommend it to people, Cheese Freak, because it's a gorgeous town, and it's wonderful. The bridge itself is beautiful, and then just as long as the Colorado River has about some water in there, it's still flowing. Yeah, it's been short lately. Yeah.
Guys, the link is in chat. If anybody wants to join us, click that link. Come hang out.
I think
Yeah,
next
come on
time
up.
I'm out there, I want to see Jerome. I want to go up and see it. I saw it from afar. I'd like
Oh,
to
have
check
you
it
never
out.
been to Rome's TVB?
I've been by there, never stopped. We were on our way to the canyon, Grand Canyon. So
Oh yeah,
we had a destination. So we went through there and I saw, the mountainside. And I know the stories of a lot of stories out of Jerome. So
Haunted.
I'd like to visit that. Yes. Yeah.
yeah. I took my wife to the Jerome Grand Hotel.
But that's,
Did you do a ghost tour there?
Yeah. We did. We encountered Claude Harvey, the Otis elevator man that Zach Baggins almost got killed by when he pissed him off, and the elevator come down and almost got him, and his cameraman. Yeah, we went there, so we saw that. We encountered a ghostly apparition that was smoking a cigar, and my wife got a picture of this ghost apparition. Just the cigar smoke, though, not really the ghost itself, but it did form like a shape. and it has the smoke is going like right. We could smell it. It was in the gift shop of this hotel. It was like insane. Then I took a picture of a ghostly woman. I kid you not. She's going up the stairwell that goes up to the second floor, and she's in Victorian style outfit, just complete like dress, Victorian dress, and everything. Plus, the other thing that happened to us was we had 16 3-packs of batteries for, because we wanted to take a lot of pictures, and every one of those batteries was drained of power.
Really?
And then just as that's happening, my mother, who I feel like I'm so bonded, not just to Suzanne, my wife, but to my mother as well. My mother calls out of nowhere and says, did you forget that there was Native American burial ground there too on the site of the hotel? I said, oh my God. Like, yeah,
Which
over
site?
1,000 Native Americans are buried there. Like all over the place. So there's tons of spirits that will just drain anything electrical. I mean, the batteries. I'm like, they were brand new.
Jerome has a checkered past. There's been some violence up there. And
there's been a lot.
Yeah.
It used to be the hotel used to be the Verde Valley Hospital. It was a mental hospital. It used to be called Verde Valley Hospital. I remember some of the background I did before we went up there. And I said, yeah, it's no wonder it's haunted, and they never solved the murder of Claude. Claude died, like I said, he was an elevator man for the place. They never solved his murder. They didn't know what happened, but his spirit still haunts it. And, there's one room that people will not even go in. Like they won't even set foot in it. So yeah, very, very haunted place. But on the plus side, it does have a store that sells fudge, and she had some of the orange fudge. Oh, God. It's the best. It's the best possible fudge you could ever eat. It's right there, right in town.
Alone, that's where a lot of the
brothels and it was
that's what I'm
saying.
It was.
It was.
Well, it was prospecting, mining.
There was a mining. It wasn't even prospecting. It was a mining corporation. It was owned by a gentleman by the last name of Clark, and that's where Clarkdale came from. And he owned all that, but it was a copper mine.
Yeah, the one mine that's there, that's the Vulture mine, right? Yeah, that one is pretty haunted itself, and that's where a lot of copper came from.
Yeah,
it was the Vulture mine. I think it might still be running, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it was. I thought the state had it still open, but yeah. But I took it to a lot of crazy haunted places.
Well, right there, Clarkdale, you also have a cement plant that is still running.
Yeah. And then there's the course.
Yeah, the lights. It almost look like a city out there, but it's a cement plant. Yeah.
Kingman. Yeah.
I was sitting out there looking at it.
See Jim back there, but it says device not connected.
Oh.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, there's also down near Phoenix, there is a place there called the Dreamy Draw Dam. And the Dreamy Draw Dam was built by the U.S. Corps of Engineers from Los Angeles. Hey, Jim.
Greetings, everybody.
What's up, Jim?
Greetings.
Hey, Jim. How are
and,
you?
You guys need to keep your heat down there.
No, you can have it. I'm done with it. I've got all of it I'm going to get out of it.
Yeah, I have driven through Guthrie, Oklahoma, CRJ. Tulsa. I went to Tulsa, and I lived outside of Oklahoma City, and one time, and then I also lived down by a town called Fletcher. We avoided a tornado because we were near Tornado Alley. I was with my second in-laws at the time, and it just missed our house and Twisters, and it went through the towns of Moore and Del City and destroyed them both. And we went up to go visit friends to see if they were okay up in Tulsa, and we drove through all the Tornado Alley, and those destroyed cities or towns. Sorry, villages. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, but yeah, Dreamy Draw Dam. To get back to that one moment, supposedly the urban legend is that there was a unidentified flying object that crashed nearby hillside to it, and this was just before. This was like 2 months before Roswell. So, and I mean, even Arizona Republic reported that it was a weird object that crashed, something that crashed. They couldn't even tell what it was. And so what happened was the army supposedly came in, took the object, took what they could of it, and then took the rest of it and buried it right where the Dreamy Draw Dam is. Now, one of the weirdest things that goes on there throughout most of the year, there's this weird hum. And I mean, it's a hum. It's not like a radio. It's not like anything else electrical. It's just the weirdest hum you could ever hear. And the dam itself is protected by high security cameras, sensors, everything. Nobody's even allowed to go near it. They have hikers that have been going up there near the mountainside there and can't go near it. So, yeah, weird.
Where is it?
It's just outside of Phoenix. If you're driving on what they call the State Route 51 highway, and you're coming up until you get into North Phoenix, before you get there, there's a turnoff called Shea Boulevard. But before you get to Shea Boulevard, there's the dam itself. So if you're going north, it's going to be off to your right side, which is, I believe, the east side of the freeway. And there is only one way to get into it, but it stops at one point that you can't go any further.
I don't recall. I've been down that way many times. I just don't recall it.
Yeah, it's just weird. And so, Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. What makes the hum so odd? Is it multi-tone hum or?
Well, honey, how would you describe that hum? Oh, she was just pointing to me. Well, you know what? Like I said, when she heard it, we were driving on the freeway. We were with one other person, just the three of us. And we're driving up, and you open up the window, you don't hear any, first of all, you don't hear any it's close to nighttime, you don't hear any other like coyotes howling or anything. There's just no animals near it, which is really weird. That's the first weird thing. Then as you're driving right past it, there's this high-pitched hum, which, and it just sounds like, you think it could sound like, car noise or some radio or something like that, but it isn't. It's just a very high-pitched hum that maybe only certain people, like maybe just us, could hear it, but nobody else. And you couldn't hear anything else in the air. It was just this hum. And it just kept going as we start pulling further away. And it only came from the dam. Now, the weird thing about the dam is it's supposed to have water. It doesn't. It doesn't have a single bit of water at all.
That's like me and my dad took a ride out to Horseshoe Dam, which is north of Bartlett Lake.
I know where that is.
Okay, well, Horseshoe Dam is north of that. And we took these back roads and, just took forever to get there. And we get there, and there's no water in it. It's just a Verde River running right up to it and then coming out the other side. I was like, wait, where's the water?
Yeah, we're supposed to swim. Yeah. Well, another good example is Roosevelt Lake. Roosevelt Lake, which is just north of town. When you get off the I-17, and you just go a little bit west and come across it, and there's supposed to be lots of water there, and usually you don't find a lot of water, just very little. I mean,
I don't know.
And then everybody was telling us that the water was going to disappear. We heard this a long time ago. My parents did, I did, everybody. We heard that the water levels in Arizona were going to go majorly down by the year 2020. That's what we heard. And then when I took Suzanne to go see Lake Mead, it was completely you could see, all the erosion on the canyon floor and the wall and everything, and the water was probably down to like there. So it should be like up here, but it's all the way down there. So
It was low.
crazy thing. I mean, I've never seen such lack of water. I was scared, man.
What's up, Blazer?
I didn't know what to tell you. You know, everywhere.
Yeah, hi to everybody in chat. And Stevie, I was driving back from town today, and I went through about a 5 mile section where the thermometer on the truck read 101,
Well,
and that's pretty warm for around here.
I think I sent you around. It was probably about 12:30. It said 1 o'clock. What was it? 90. I forget now. I knew it was 105 real feel. Real feel is what they call it. It was with the humidity. Yeah.
Oh,
It felt like at 1 o'clock.
I don't know.
And that
I don't know what it was with the humidity.
Yeah, I want to say it was in the upper 70s here. And then when it rained, it dropped down to like 65%. But it was upper 70s. I mean, we've had literally been 90% humidity out there.
What's up, Pat? Scratch Talk.
Hey, Pat.
oh, CRJ, that trip to Oklahoma was in 1999. That was several years ago.
Yes.
But I did get to see up close and personal what a tornado in Oklahoma, especially down Tornado Alley, can cause. The damage it caused. It was unbelievable.
I've seen the aftermath of tornadoes, but I've never seen a tornado.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I know when we were driving, when we went to drive down to go visit my parents in the first place, and I had Suzanne with me, and we were driving down, driving through Kansas, and we had outside of Wichita, we had two twisters that were coming close together like this. And ironically, the song that was on the radio at the time was Wichita Lineman by Glenn Campbell.
Good song.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, yeah.
I'm not making this up. This was true. I mean, we just unbelievable. Yeah, Judy. I'd love to go back to see the Grand Canyon again. Yeah.
I got to go back and get Jay Fritz's Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
We left them up there. I got to go get them. I promised them I would. I've got
Yeah,
them.
it was a
Yeah.
great yeah, definitely.
I've heard some of the parking prices there are outrageous, like $80 to park your car
Really?
at the Grand Canyon. I've heard there's some places to park your car at the Grand Canyon is like $80. I guess that includes going in and taking a look at the overlook, but
Well, yeah,
still
normally
$80.
to enter that park is probably around $75, $80, I think.
Well, I know for us.
Well, we got the
Tony-
national.
Yeah,
I
we
have
got a
to
break,
pass.
so-
We didn't have to pay.
Maybe
I
it's
don't-
not that much. I don't know. But yeah, it's usually you go in and
I thought it was like 30
it's
something.
$30 per car.
Yeah,
it's
that's
$30 per
What
car.
that
But we didn't
what
pay
he-
anything
what he's
'cause-
talking about.
Yeah, we didn't pay anything because we had the.
I don't know. My dad would buy the yearly.
Oh yeah,
Yearly
Yeah.
pass thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
So
pass
that's
from
good
that
to
trip,
know.
from when we went to the ruins. What?
Yeah, Danny Staton. There's a family actually of Sasquatch that lived close to the Million Rim near Woods Canyon Lake. There's been
Right.
reports
Hmm.
there.
Judy
So,
Wheeler said petrified forest and lots more. We didn't get to do. We talked about stopping on the
I
way
drove
out.
through
On
it.
our way home, we were going to go by the forest, but we were so
yeah,
exhausted.
I drove through Petrified Forest. That was nice. We did
There's
that
so much,
as
there's so much to see there, and it's so
I
spread
know.
out.
Yeah.
There's so much I didn't get to see in Arizona.
Well, I didn't take my wife to go see Tombstone. She really wanted to go see that, and I wanted to take her to Boot Hill and OK Corral and all that. We'll do that next time for sure. Yeah,
I didn't
I
get
know, honey.
See, you guys, I'm spoiled because to go on the Blue Ridge Parkway, you just go, no charge.
Right. It's gorgeous out there. I get lost out there. I mean,
Is that the one in
so
Virginia?
so many
Yeah.
places. stop, so much to see. You got the Appalachian Trail right there.
Sharon, I agree.
Oh,
Sharon says, Stevie B, maybe cheaper to get Jay a new pair.
yeah.
Oh,
No, I think you look fine in those. Come on.
No, no. She just wants to get back up on the road.
yes. I will get back up there.
Yeah, no, I can say I've actually been lucky to see both rims of the canyon. I've been to the North Rim by myself. I drove there once. That was very isolated. There's not a whole lot there. And if you want to avoid the crowds, I think it's one of the better views. Just my opinion.
I've heard
I think
that.
it's one of the
I've
better
heard that about the North
I
Rim. It's
have
nice.
heard that.
I've never done the North Rim.
Yeah, I love the North Rim. But the South Rim
I've
gets
never been
way
up there.
too crowded. But for us, we only paid $30 for the day for our car. Just parked it.
I've been thinking about it. It wasn't.
It was fun.
But it might have
We
been
spent the whole day. We
seasonal
spent the night in Williams, Arizona. So, we could have taken the train up, but
Williams
that
is cool.
was
They've
some
got some
money,
good,
so we just drove
good restaurants in Williams.
yeah. And Williams is a nice town. There's this beautiful restaurant there called the Pine Country Restaurant. Has the best service. I mean, great food. I would recommend it to anyone if they go there to Williams to go try it. It's a
During
fantastic
the
restaurant.
summer, they'll do like a recreation
Yeah.
or shootout in the street.
Yeah, it's family owned. So yeah. Oh yeah, okay. OCST and yeah, if I get back to Oklahoma City, sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. It's flat. There is only one oversized hill in Oklahoma. It's called Mount Scott. A friend of mine took me there. It's only over 1,000 feet high. It's the only it's like an overhill mound for prairie dogs and stuff. But
yeah, we don't have anything that high here in
the only
Florida.
non-flat place of the entire state. Otherwise it's all flat. But yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah.
So what have you been up to, Jim? You been getting in the woods? You've been filming?
I think I've worked out most of the bugs of the 360 camera. The drawback is getting people educated about the best way to view the videos. You have to manually go into the quality setting and then select at least 1080S. They call it S for whatever reason. But the top three settings are best so that you've got a good image. The image is in 5.7K. And if you go by the default, it just looks kind of foggy. So that's a little disappointing. Probably best viewed on a laptop or a tablet and Wi-Fi. So I think I'm going to maybe do a combination of the two. A 20-minute video took me 5 hours to get out of the camera and load it to YouTube.
That is so much
Wow.
data. I mean, that is crazy amount of data.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. 2 gigabyte, I think, for 19 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
but it's
CRJ
worth
right.
it.
I did need to visit the Panhandle next time.
Yeah. But it's worth it. I mean, if you've got a strong Wi-Fi and go to the maximum setting, you can look at everything, and I mean everything.
Yeah, I was blown away when I actually realized what you can do with the 360.
Yeah.
Watching, it's
Watching
one
it.
thing is to watching you pan out from the mountains and look out.
Mhm.
But it's also another thing is to
To be able
to
to
look down at your feet
Yeah.
and see where you're walking. It's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you're walking on this ledge, 600-foot
Yep.
drop, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
And-
Jim,
And
which,
that's
no, I was
go
going to say,
ahead,
Jim,
Mikey.
waterfall is list or was posted there on your avatar. Which waterfall?
That is Linville Falls. Me and Moggs had talked about that extensively because it zigzags through the rock to get to what you see in the avatar. It does a 90-degree right turn, a 90-degree left turn, another 90-degree left turn, and then a 90-degree right turn to fall at what you see there.
Okay.
It is a great little walk. I mean, if you want to just do a short walk, you can still see that waterfall clearly and in good positions. Just about anybody in any shape. I've seen people on crutches make it there. So, yeah.
And where's it located again? Where's it located again?
That is located near Linville, North Carolina, on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Oh, nice, Blue Ridge Mountains. Nice.
And Moggs, what you were saying about looking down at the feet, yeah, most people don't realize when I've got that camera pointed straight forward, they don't realize how close to the edges I really am.
Right there, I was like, oh shit. And then, looking around where he's looking.
Yeah.
And then look back down, and it's like, damn, man. You're on the edge.
I'm not kidding when I tell everybody I'm just a little old mountain man. So,
what's wrong with that?
But,
I love
it. I do give it up to you, mountain men, to be able to traverse rugged country like that. I give it up to you. Believe me, I'm not a mountain man.
Yeah. Well, I do pretty good to be.
Yeah, but
I do pretty good to be 67.
Well, that's what keeps you young, man.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Walking around the mountain.
Oh, that'll keep you young for sure.
Keep it up.
Keep on doing it.
Yeah, we have a place where we can walk down to. Yeah, I was gonna say we have a place where we can walk down to here, which is Lake Ontario, and it's got some. We live near this place called Scarborough Bluffs. Now you can't actually climb them because it's too dangerous. You can't climb or walk down them. You used to be able to. You can't do that anymore. So now there's like this one big long hill. Yeah, it's called Brimley Road, and you have to take that all the way down to their beach. They have a beach that's there near the lake. So,
well, Mikey, you got to come back at Christmas and show us your Santa Claus.
Yeah,
right.
Right. Well, yeah. You know what? I have the hat too. So when this is all grown up, and I'll have the hat. I'll come back in December and show you.
The hat. I said when he first started talking about it, I could see him in the hat.
Oh yeah,
I got it. Yeah, December, definitely. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. I'm going to exit out of here and just stay in chat.
All right, Jim. It was good to see you, man.
It's always good to see you.
Yeah.
Y'all take
nice
care.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
Sharon says, "Hit that."
Slow night. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, it is. Actually,
you know, Sharon. Hive site.
How you doing, Hive side? Oh, what happened, Mike? You okay?
She all right?
She's having trouble getting up.
Can't see her from here.
Yeah.
I got to get those area rugs.
Yeah.
My dog can't walk on this floor.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm allergic to bee stings and hornets and wasps and everything. Yeah. I was going to ask you, what's the situation? Have you guys ever encountered any of the Africanized bees they talk about? The ones down there? You haven't come across them?
No,
not at all. I work in parks, and there's been no
reports,
no
attacks or anything.
No.
Yeah. Okay, Hive. Yes, I'm allergic too, Karen. Yes, I am.
I'm not allergic. I like
it. I was never allergic, and as far as I know, but the last time I got stung, or the last 2 times I got stung by these red wasps down here.
Oh, God.
My arm fucking
blew up,
swelled up to almost my elbow.
Oh, God.
I was trying to talk him into going to get it checked out because if it got any bigger, that's how bad it swelled.
Well, ever since we moved back here, my wife got stung by a huge wasp while we were touring the Toronto Zoo. I didn't even know that it happened yet with her, and then she got stung. And luckily, one of the zookeepers had an EpiPen nearby because we didn't even have one on us. And
Wow.
luckily, then she got injected, so it wasn't as bad. But I'll tell you though this much: if I had been stung, I would have gone into convulsions. I would have gone into apoplectic shock. I would have been in real trouble. So, yeah, I have to be really careful. And any kind of sting, it's not good, not good for me. So.
Yeah, and anaphylaxis is not a fun thing to
No.
witness.
No.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, guys, like I said, links in chat. If anybody else wants to pop on, say hi, come hang out. Love to have you.
Ooh, Northwoods. Oh, that's a tough one, NCI. Yeah.
It's down under
Yeah.
the- Oh,
It does hurt, Sharon. Yeah.
Last time I got stung, I was at work. We used to, before they got lighting, we used to have to raise the American flag in the morning, and I unlatched the rope, and it's before I could even pull down, I guess this hand, a bee stung me right in that little fleshy, meaty part in between.
Oh,
Yeah, that it must have been just snug in the rope.
ouch.
And I put my hand right on it. Yeah.
now that's scary. Now the ants. I've been stung by black ants, and that's not a bad thing.
Red ants are vicious down here.
Fire ants are
But, yeah.
brutal.
They are.
But fire ants would be dangerous. Yes.
The flies
The
are dead.
red
down
fire
here.
ants would be really bad.
We went out boating. When was that?
That was the first time.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think that was
and we had these flies that were biting, and
Thursday.
like they didn't give a shit about the mosquito
Wednesday.
dope. They just ate right through it, and
Yeah.
they left like for me. I mean, they lasted.
welts like knots
Yeah,
for days, couple
yeah,
days.
it's like yesterday I still had them.
Yeah.
Today it's not bad.
And they're vicious. They're big horse flies, and they bite. They
There
bite.
are horse flies that can bite you. Yeah. There
And
are.
we were down by the river, and LIB Mike was walking, just walked off down the path to the shady part, and next thing you know, he comes walking back fast, cussing,
Cursing,
cussing, and I knew.
Swatting.
I knew instantly because it
Oh.
happens every time somebody walks down that way. And I've always said, I count on quick, get in the
Yeah,
sun.
the sun.
You got to get in the sun. They don't like the heat no more than we do. So they will not, they'll tend to fly off. But if you go from the shade to the sun, they will follow you. They will
What's up,
seriously
Jay?
follow you, and they bite. They come at you. They're bad. They're real bad.
Yeah. Well,
Yesterday-
I was in the sun.
Yesterday when we
I was fishing in the sun.
yesterday we went, like I said, we went out on the boat, and Mike and I went and swam into the spring, and after that it was kind of, we got a late start, but after that we hooked up with Richie Evans, and we had dinner with him. We just went to Denny's.
We went to
and-
Denny's
Yeah.
and hung out and
Yeah,
had a lot of food. Whew. We couldn't
Yeah,
walk
I've been
away.
thankful not to come across one of those pine beetles that one of the guys there was talking about.
yeah, those aren't good.
No, I've been lucky though, but we do have pine trees here, believe it or not, in this part of the country part outside, just outside the city of Toronto, and we have to be careful with those too, the beetles and everything. So, yeah.
Jay says, Judy.
Yeah, Jay.
Jay Fritz.
Mr. Vaughn, how are you? Says, I know a guy that brought a huge hornet nest home at Art Deco to hang over his deer mounts on winter. His central air heat warmed them in the middle. Oh no! Imagine that. You know, you bring a hornet's nest in during the winter.
Frozen.
You know, it's dead.
Frozen. Yeah.
Friggin'
Oh.
heat
Brought it back
reactivates it.
to life.
It's just,
Nice and cozy.
what is that noise?
Wow.
Yeah, it's freaky. Yeah, they're pretty good size. We have them about the same size here, Blazer. A little bit. Probably, let's see. Here's my thumb, so probably a little bit bigger. About right here.
Hive size says Blazer. I have some giant hissing. Oh, those are the big Madagascar hissing. Yeah, we got
we have a problem with those cicadas. He has the giant hissing cockroaches. We have the cicadas that
We have the palmetto
swarm
bug,
all over this place.
giant,
Yeah.
massive cockroaches that fly. Yeah. Palmetto bugs?
LIB was introduced to palmetto bugs.
Yeah, I
Playing
don't
this year.
know that there's much worse than that.
Yeah.
They freak me out. Can't do it.
Yeah. The cicadas are just irritating.
Yeah, then they're seasonal, but palmetto bugs, yeah, they look for heat and moisture, and if it's
If cicadas are seasonal, why do I hear them every year?
well, the massive, you shush you.
Well, you know, there was always that. Oh, there's the one cicada that every 17 years it emerges, and I know this year there were a lot of different species that
Right,
emerged
at the same
at
time because they're always constantly different breeds and different.
I mean, when we were in Alabama,
Those were weird.
physically it was a smaller cicada, and it made a higher pitched.
It was almost
noise.
metallic,
Yeah,
like it
it was
was
bizarre.
weird. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Mid South, what's up?
Hey, so
But when we were at Kenny's, you couldn't hear yourself.
No.
Think. You couldn't.
We couldn't hear each other unless we were right next to each other.
Which we were.
And
It was so dark, but those
You couldn't
cicadas
hear
were
each other.
so loud.
anything could have walked up on us. We'd have been.
It would have
we
scared
were
me if it
oblivious
stopped.
to anything other than the cicadas out there because it was so dark and the cicadas were so loud. It's
Yeah.
If they stopped all at once, that would have been wicked.
hello, abnormal.
Northwood says they don't put it on the cans anymore, but the stinging insect spray cans used to have printed on them that the antidote to use if you got it in your face was atropine.
Atropine.
Abnormal investigations, what's up? Yeah, so we had a good time. Oh, you know, it was just a long week.
It was, and
Unfortunately, like Saturday, Sunday, I had to work.
you forget in all this, I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I spent most of the week not feeling good, hardly at all.
Oh, why were you sick, Stevie?
Yeah, I think the week before I had gotten overheated and probably got sunstroke of some sort, heat stroke of some sort, because I got sick. I was vomiting and
She overdid
The full
it. The heat
extreme.
got to her.
the full extreme, and I'm almost certain that's what it was. I feel better. I still feel drained, but I was nauseous for days after that. I mean, and it wasn't a constant. It was like I'd start to feel a little better, and then bam, it would hit me out of nowhere. It wasn't anything I ate. You know, I still felt hungry at the same time. It sucked. It was just horrible. But I
Had
feel
an
a
appetite,
lot
but didn't
better.
want to eat.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it takes I noticed that. When did you recover? Just a few days ago, or because
Still
it looks like
recovering.
you took a lot of the color out of your cheeks too.
I'm still recovering.
Still recovering. Okay.
I am.
Well, I hope you feel better. I hope you get better.
And I've been on a vacation. I was off work for the last 2 weeks. So today was my first day returning to work after being off for 2 weeks and walking back into my office for the first time after 2 weeks. It's not so fun. On top of that, I had a surprise meeting last minute meeting I had to go to and it was clear across the other side of town, where basically I was at 4 o'clock this morning. I had to go back over that side of town before I could come home for work. So it's been a long day, very long day.
Atropine was
definitely
the
get
same
well.
stuff they put in the chemical warfare kits to use against nerve agents.
Is that true? Well, I didn't know that. Atropine.
And you know what's worst about all that is I was only in the sun for like 40 minutes, if that. That's it. I went to a flea market and it's like a giant garage sale, outdoor garage sale, but they have an indoor building that goes on for, I jokingly say, miles, but I was on the outside in the sun. Bless you.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you.
For maybe
Sorry.
40 minutes, I was exposed to the sun, and it got me. It got me quick. It damn near took me out. It's this heat in the sun is no joke.
But I've seen what it's done. Like I said, here we have, like I said, we have about 70 to 80% humidity, and our temperatures have been averaging between 75 and 85 degrees, just as a high.
Right.
But because of the really high humidity, it's hard to be out there. And then, of course, you get a lot of rain that comes from that most of the time. I think you see RJ.
Wicked.
I'm sorry if that was rude. I didn't need to sneeze. Sorry about that. But, you know, it can affect our cats. Yeah, but it can affect our cats because we've had one of my cats likes to go up here. She likes to go and lay out by, you know, the windowsill. And when you get the sun is out and it gets really hot, and that's why we got all these shades up here because it gets way too hot during the day and reflects off the window. Yeah. And we have one big window. So when my cat's sitting there, I think that's how she got really sick because the heat and the humidity. It just affected her because she was on the sill. So, yeah. So we have to be careful too because and our AC, we have this propped up AC behind me. It's at 64 degrees. We've never turned it off. It's been on this whole time since summer started. So
yeah, we have a window unit and it's pretty much been the same. I mean, at night it goes off because it does cool off pretty good in here at night. But you got to figure the front window right here to my left is a big bay window that overlooks the lake. So the water reflection and the sunlight hits that window, and you can just walk towards the window and feel the heat coming off.
You can feel the heat come off the window. Yes.
You gotta keep it closed. So you gotta live like a hermit almost. Keep
right.
Keep
I mean, everything was closed today, and I put it got dark out because it was going to rain, and it was like pitch black in this house.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Where did it?
Well, you know when a storm rolls up because it gets dark in here, so dark you can't. Yeah, it almost looks like you have to question whether it's nighttime or not. But that's how you can tell because otherwise it's blazing sun.
I'll be right back. I got to step away for just a moment.
Sure. Yeah, I don't want to tell y'all what Mike LIB named our mudroom. It's not appropriate. I mean, it's appropriate, but for the show, for any show,
no,
I don't want to say.
No, it's not a mud room. It's like a Florida room or whatever.
Well, yeah, I would say mud room because it's the room that you come into.
My nose hurts because it's sunburned. Yes. And it gets hot in there. I don't know what to do.
There's no temperature control in there at all. So
during the winter, it's got a heater built in. It doesn't have AC built in, so
no.
I've seen it 115 in there. There is a thermometer in there. And
yes, I've seen it. 113.
Mike walks through it. And he goes, "This is like Satan's dick room, or it's the hottest
the
devil's dick." Or that's how hot it was.
And
it was
that's
just
what
like
he called it from then on out. It's like you just want to run through it, get inside, run back out to get outside. It's just so hot.
It was just funny when he said it.
It was every time. I told him I was going to get a sign made.
Robert Dundubin, how are you?
Hey, Robert.
Does anyone in the chat have a Creative XP Night Vision binoculars
Elite.
Elite? I have heard by some people this is a pretty good NBB, but for the price, I have no clue, dude.
No.
But if anybody has, they
Knows
might have
anything?
that brand or whatever. Let them know.
Chime in.
Chime in, yeah, that's a good expression. Chime in. Ding, ding, ding.
It's so hot here. The camels are killing each other over air conditioner drippings. Abnormal investigation says
Pretty hot.
that is
Where the hell are you that there's camels?
right. That was my question. Where is here
Yeah, where's yeah.
with camels? It is Sharon. She says the humidity is terrible there. It's so thick here. It's hard to just walk through it. It really is. It's such a thick humidity. It's gross. It's the only way I can describe it. It's gross. That's right. Today's Amazon's Christmas in July.
Woohoo.
Amazon Day, Prime Day, or whatever it is.
You know what? Don't care.
So,
Oh, thank you. Okay.
better
Yeah,
get
no, so I overheard you guys talk about humidity, and that was the thing today. It's like my wife went to go run some errands, and I went to go take a bath, but I didn't even feel like I took a bath because when I came out, I just got sweaty and stuff all over again because of the humidity.
Yep.
Because everything was running. I remember some of the guys, Oklahoma cryptids. I'll tell you this story. I was living, at the time, I was with my second ex-wife, and we were living in a town called Fletcher. Oh, no, Sterling. I'm sorry. Fletcher was nearby. That was where my in-laws were. But in Sterling, and I remember it just as plain as day, I had to work one job in the morning over in Lawton. I came home for a short time, and I said, I'm so sweaty and everything. I got to take a bath or a shower. Sorry, a shower. So I went and took a nice, cool shower. Came out of it, and immediately, boom, I was covered back in sweat again. And I literally only had an hour or so before I had to be to my next job, which was outside of Lawton. I had to work at a Super 8 motel overnight. So I'm covered in sweat in my shirt and everything. It was terrible.
Sweat's not fun.
Same humidity in Oklahoma.
I see it every day. The guys I work with, I work in parks, and the guys that work outside to make the parks nice and pretty every day for people, and I can tell you by the time of the hour on the day of how many t-shirts they've already been through. How many shirts they've been through, because it's just I can't walk down the walkway, be outside for 10 minutes without breaking out in sweat, and it's just that unbearable.
Patrick says Lawton is a nice town.
It is a nice town. They have a great Cracker Barrel restaurant there. And a good bar.
We just realized there's a Cracker Barrel
I found a Cracker Barrel
last night.
Yep, last night.
And Fort Sill is near there too. So when I worked at Super 8, this is just off the highway, and on the weekends, some of those recruits get their 3-day pass, and they tear up the place. I had to go through those people too, I mean, I do, and I love the military. Okay, I've had relatives and friends that have served in the military, and I admire every one of them. But when they're in basic training and they go through it and they get a 3-day pass, and they go in and trash everything, and then they're not responsible for that. I don't know.
Where is it? What basic training?
It's Lawton, Oklahoma. They have Fort Sill, which is the Army training base there. And like I said, I worked at a Super 8 overnight, and I had people come in there on the weekends, their 3-day pass. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they go back Sunday afternoon. And if they don't show back up on the base by Sunday at a certain time, they're AWOL. So,
sure.
So some of them would just stay for 2 nights and then they just rush out of there, but they wouldn't clean up anything, right? They would just leave everything for the, housekeeping and the maintenance people. We didn't have very many. You don't have very many housekeeping staff in a motel off a highway. It's sad to say, but yeah, not a lot to do. You always creep me out. Yeah.
Started typing and didn't finish and hit send on accident. And yeah.
What?
I started typing and I didn't finish, but I accidentally hit send and I just removed it. It got away from me. But by the time I went back to it, it scrolled. I couldn't find it. I was like, what the hell am I doing? I'm just going to stop. Can't keep up.
Is that true now, Oklahoma cryptids, that they're no longer allowed unless they live in town? Okay. Yeah, because I know they were hanging out at bars all the time, so back then. But of course, this, like I said, this was in the mid, 90s, so around 1998, 99. So, yeah, a while back, been 25 years now. Yeah.
Time flies.
Well, that's good, abnormal. Okay.
Be safe out there. Yeah, when we were in Ocala, we heard one thing could have been a cat, like a bobcat or something. We weren't sure.
To me, that was my first thought when I first heard it.
Something screamed, but it wasn't like a woman being murdered. It was
it sounded like a cat.
But it was loud.
Yeah, it did it like 4 times, a couple times, and then it one more time. That last one is where I was more convinced it was a cat. It was pretty cool. I mean, you're surrounded by wildlife, and that was the thing. It was so hot out there. We've seen all those deer going in, but walking the path that we walked, I'm looking for any kind of eye shine, and all you see is spider eyes.
Spiders everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, everywhere, but nothing else. And we've seen tracks that were clearly fresh. I still would love to know how long ago that bear went through there.
It wasn't that long.
It wasn't, because
we
found older prints of different animals further in, and it
was within 24 hours that bear went.
It could have been within a half hour.
Understand, but it wasn't.
Did you ever get, folks? Did you ever get to hear what you thought might have been a Sasquatch cry or a yell or something like that in the woods?
No.
Not yet?
Nope.
Yeah.
I hear something. Trust me, you'll know about it.
Jim says, hey guys, I would like to ask a favor. I videoed my sister's windmill today. She thinks no one will watch. Please help me prove her wrong. Where can we find it?
Well, that would
Is
be
it on your
Jim's
channel?
Camera at dawn.
Yeah.
If he filmed it.
Yeah, that's true.
Go check out his sister's windmill.
Let me see if I can
Show
get his
some
link
love.
up there.
Oh, hey, Sharon guy, don't worry about that. That's fine. Yeah, I have this I have this one picture I still can't explain. And it was on Toronto Center Island, which is outside of the city. And there's this old windmill that's there. The history of it is that, and it describes it right on the front of the windmill, or not windmill, sorry, what do they call it?
Water wheel.
No, it's a form of it's like a watchtower, but it's a lighthouse. That's it. Sorry. Okay. Lighthouse. Okay. That's what it is. So anyway, it's called the Toronto Center Island Lighthouse. And supposedly it's haunted. And the backstory, hey Squatch Talk, how are you?
What's up, Pat?
Hey, Pat.
Hey, what's up,
And
Mikey? How you doing?
yeah. And anyway, so long story
Go ahead.
short, so the story of this lighthouse is that they used to have um, one person that was up there, and these two soldiers that came either from the French or the British. I think it was British. Anyway, they went up to the lighthouse and were proclaiming that they needed some food or some, you know, drink or whatever. And the lighthouse keeper had a bunch of alcohol up there or whatever. And they went up there and killed this guy over the alcohol and everything else. And then just left him for dead. Just they left the lighthouse and left him there. Well, later on, they never found the body, so they didn't know what happened to him. They said that they killed him and then buried him in an unmarked grave somewhere near the lighthouse. Anyway, my wife and I went by there and we started walking around it and everything. Got this really uneasy vibe. And I said, I told my wife, okay, do me a favor, walk away from the lighthouse and then let me take a picture of you as you're walking from it in a straight line. And I did that. And the weirdest thing that showed up on my photo was a big black circular, like an oval circular like this, hole, which was just off to the right of the lighthouse. And I thought it was a portal. I swear to God, it wasn't there before when I took the picture. It wasn't there.
Oh, boy.
After I took the picture, it was on the picture. And it was just right there. And I
Pat, where are you at? You in the woods?
it was
Yeah.
well yeah,
I'm getting
yeah,
back
he's
up.
in the woods. Yes, Squatches, yeah.
Yep.
So,
I'm in the woods,
yeah.
man. Dude, I got a cool fire going, man. Check it out. Yeah, there it is.
Hey, that's a good looking fire.
Yeah, it's perfect, dude. Actually, so weird. Like that is a winter bed of coals, like a wintertime bed of coals, and it's middle of freaking summer. Like
It still
I would
looks
have
good.
never thought it. Oh yeah, dude, I just can't believe I have that beautiful bed of coals that would be perfect in January, and
Right.
it's the middle of July,
Scott B, what's up?
and like, dude, I'm so comfortable. I'm as comfortable as I can be, because I'm up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Elevation
Where are you
is a little
located
bit-
right now, Squatch? Where are you located?
I'm in North Georgia.
North Georgia. Okay.
What's the temperature up there?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it has to be in the 70s
Right on.
right
I
now.
love it up there.
That's nice.
I love it up there.
Yeah, but it can. The weird thing, dude, it's like, bro, I'm not kidding. It's like two different climates. So yesterday morning, I got up and I was gonna leave. It was pretty early in the morning, probably like 8 a.m. And I suited up. I had my jacket on. I put my gloves on, you know, because I'm riding a motorcycle these days, and I had to have that at 8 o'clock in the morning in the middle of July to drive down the road. And then when I came back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, all that stuff was gone. I'm getting sunburned. I'm hot as hell. I mean, it's like two
Down to your last layer.
completely different climates. Yeah, the morning is different from the afternoon. It's crazy. It's just weird up here, man. And the creek behind me, forget about it. It's freezing cold. Doesn't matter how hot it is outside. You get in that creek, you're gonna go ooh.
Yeah.
You know.
Mountain,
Jumping
fresh
off
water,
the boat yesterday into the
spring.
yeah, that was
I watched so many people jump in.
it's like when
Really?
I jumped in and I was up to my waist.
It's a constant.
And then I was like,
72
I don't want to go
degrees,
any
the water
further.
temperature. The water temperature.
Oh wow. Even
Oh,
in
yeah.
Florida, huh?
Coming out of the spring, it's like
It's-
72.
Yeah, it's a constant 72 coming out of the aquifer, and so all year.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
sure. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, a little cooler.
Wintertime,
yeah.
the manatees will flock to those springs because of that temperature to get out of the colder waters. You know, it's a comfortable temperature. Yeah. But jumping in 100-degree, air temperature into
it's a shock
72
to the
degrees,
system.
it is. No matter
It's a shock,
what,
yeah.
it's that initial shock.
Well, it's the same thing with the creek. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the creek. It could be 95 degrees outside. Like, so I bathe in the creek. Like
I bet
that's how I bathe.
I would say it's probably colder.
Why I have to heat up water on my grill, like on my propane stove. I heat up water to bathe with. I can't use the creek water. It's just too damn
Yeah,
cold, man. Yeah. Yeah.
How far?
Yeah,
How far are you from?
I'd boil it anyway.
Yeah,
Hey, Squatch, how far are you from the mountains up there?
he's in the
It's in
mountain.
the mountains.
I'm
right in there.
well, I'm in a valley. I'm in a valley below the mountains, but like 5 minutes, 5 minutes on my bike, I could be at top of a mountain.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Is
Oh, yeah.
is the Lookout Mountains there in Georgia, right?
Lookout Mountain is closer to Atlanta. That's no.
Right.
Lookout Mountain's in Chattanooga,
Chattanooga.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Lookout Mountain's in Chattanooga, and it's just
Chattanooga,
one.
Tennessee. Okay.
It's one prolific mountain that stands there in Chattanooga.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm at the beginning of the Appalachians here, right, basically.
The Appalachians. Okay.
Oh yeah, that again, like in I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, I could be right at the Appalachian Trail, up in Woodpin Gap. Yep.
Stone Mountain is what Scott B said. Okay, Stone Mountain. That makes sense.
Well, that's in Atlanta, and that's just that's an exposed mountain of granite.
Right.
Yeah.
Haven't been there
yeah,
yet.
there's a lot of verticality around here.
Yeah.
Right now, our current temperature is 76, but the humidity is 96%.
Oh yeah, that's just sweaty and ugh.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
yuck.
right now for us it's 73 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, but the humidity is at 70% right now. 75%. So
I'd take 75% right now.
What's nice,
It was
my
65% when it rained when I was on my way home. That was like
It's-
5:30, I think.
it's humid here.
It
There's
was
some humidity, but this campfire dries out the air around me. It's crazy. It's like, yeah.
Keep the mosquitoes away, though.
It's true.
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't seen one
Well,
mosquito
it's cool
here.
up there. Yeah, it's cool. So you're not gonna really. But here,
No,
god awful as it would seem to build a
Well,
fire, it's to keep the.
there's
mosquitoes
not a
away.
lot of standing water. They're just not prolific here. Yeah, because of this, there's not a lot of standing water. The creek, the creeks are
And the
constantly running.
temperatures. Yeah.
Staffy's
Wow.
100 degree in Kentucky. That's
I can
It
begin
probably
to look
was-
at Scotty again. No.
It probably was in Atlanta too, like today.
Craig, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
So I haven't seen one mosquito, but I've seen 3 copperheads.
Oh wow.
Copperhead
Yeah.
snakes? Oh, yikes.
Yes. Yeah. I
They're
shot
dangerous.
at all of them. I only one confirmed kill, and I know that's controversial. People say, don't kill them. But I can't have a copperhead around camp.
Oh,
Like
no.
that's unacceptable.
Do you-
I guess I've developed a little bit more sympathy towards it. I would relocate the next one, but
Freaky
Do you-
Geek, how are
I
you?
have a propensity to kind of kill threats around me. Yeah.
Do
Petey,
you have
actually.
Yeah, Squatch, do you have a elevated tent above the ground, or do you have your own
my-
RV? Or
No. I have a tent on the ground, just with I've got a tarp over it, like a 30, 30 by 15 tarp canopy over it because it rains. So I got to protect it from the rain. But yeah, I'm
How long are you
just
camping
around.
for?
Until I'm waiting on my apartment, my next place to live to open up. So I'll probably be here for another month.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, man. Just like circumstance. You know.
No, I get
That's tough.
Mom, you haven't been around the block. Come on. What do you mean you get it? You haven't been around the block.
That's it.
Man. Come on.
I know I haven't, but I'd say it must be tough, really tough.
Been there, done that.
Been
I
there,
love
done
it.
that. Well,
We did it together.
I'd
Yes.
pay
did.
for
Well,
years.
we know 3 out of 4 of us have. I never got through that.
The funny thing is that for years, I always dreamed of planning like a 2 or 3 week camping trip, you know, and could never make that happen. And then
Right.
this opportunity happens where I could actually do it, and I'm like taking full advantage of it. I'm like, this is great. I'd pay money for this. I'd take off work for this, you know. So it's nice. It's great being out here, man. And I got
Well,
Petey.
be our hardcore, I promise.
So I guess the basic question to ask you, Squatch, is in that part of Georgia, do you have reports of cryptids? Some people that have
Yeah,
been
I mean,
affected?
yeah. So in this county that I'm in, which is White County, is the highest reports in Georgia of Bigfoot sightings. Yeah, and not too, and some of those sightings involve Dukes Creek, which is I could literally walk to right now and take you with me. And here's the thing. You just met me. So like there ain't no damn Bigfoot around my camp. Like I can tell you that. Like it's not a thing. They're very rare. If they're in North Georgia, there's not a whole lot of them, and they have a lot of room to work with. There's no reason for them to get near me. But that being said, White County is definitely the highest, like on the BFRO, the sightings, and they're pretty compelling actually. So
Yeah. When was the last sighting that you can recall or that you read from?
I don't. It's been years and years and years. Anything off the BFRO has been a very long time ago, like I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, something like that. I just don't know why they would come down here when they have so much room to work with out there. Where there are no trails, there are no roads, there's no people. They don't need to be coming near Helen or Cleveland, and
that's where all the people
very
are.
risky. Yeah,
That's where all the people are in Helen.
but I've heard every single vocal anomaly that is pretty much, every single one that's attached to Bigfoot activity since I've been out here, and it's 100% nature. None of it's Bigfoot. It's all explained by nature. So I've heard every whoop and every knock. I've had trees come down, like all that stuff. And
that would freak me out. One of those whoops that I,
it's a bird.
Look at stuff online.
It's a bird. It's avian. It's not 100% avian. I've heard several different types of birds make whoop sounds. But the creek makes this weird whoop sound. It's, like you ever hear the babbling brook? Like how creeks kind of like do this kaploop thing. It sounds like a whoop. It's weird. Dogs
Guys,
at a certain distance.
But how does Pat know it's not Bigfoot? How do you
Because how do I know it? How do I know it's not the flying spaghetti monster? How do I know it's not the return of Jesus Christ himself? I mean, you can project whatever you want onto how do I not know? Here's how I don't know. Here's how I do know. It's nature. I see the bird. I hear the bird. I can see the bird. I can, like I found the people that were making wood knocks. I heard wood knocks. I went and I found people. So it wasn't Bigfoot. It was people. So yeah, I know. I have knowledge. So there you go, Kaiju. But
I just remember
it's an interesting phenomenon.
Yeah. I know the closest I came to a cryptid was when I took a trip up to the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado, and before you start climbing, there's a crossing that says a Bigfoot crossing. Right out on the road there. It tells you where the Bigfoot have crossed before. And I had to watch both ways to make sure I didn't run into one. Never did. I mean, I heard one whoop that I know for sure wasn't because they have mountain goats that are on the on the mountain itself. And I even think you come across a few buffalo later on. But I know for sure this whoop didn't come from a buffalo or a goat or a bird or anything. And it was too high up.
How could you know that? Because nature
19,000 feet high. Yeah.
Nature clearly makes whoop sounds. Nature
Yeah.
is, again, I just told you, like, I've heard 100 whoops since I've been here. None of them
I
is
know,
Bigfoot.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
And
I couldn't.
they're whoops. They're classic
comprehend the
whoops.
Yeah.
Why isn't that
So,
going
I mean, unless
Right.
unless you see a Bigfoot, if you see a Bigfoot make that whoop sound, all right, now you have my attention. But
Yeah.
nature makes whoops. Yeah, so
Right.
Never heard of whoop.
I've never heard of whoop.
it's
Heard of wop.
it's
Whoop.
I mean, it's funny to hear it and go, oh, okay. Like I get where the Bigfooters get attracted to that because it's a powerful, like, whoop,
Yeah.
it's very
And
powerful.
What's making that noise?
Mostly barred owls. It's usually avian, but I've heard dogs at it. So if a dog is barking at a certain distance, again, sound comes through the trees. It gets warped. There's reverb.
Right.
Even a dog can sound like a whoop.
Feel the wops.
Easy on the wops. No.
It's coming from
New Yorker.
Oh boy, Long Island.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's an interesting thing to study. So, like tomorrow night, Pete wants to go on an investigation. So, I guess we're
Oh,
gonna do
are you
that.
gonna go with him? You gonna go with him?
Danny
Yeah,
Staten-
I mean, I have to.
Crane-
Danny's his dog.
Listen,
I mean,
Danny
Petey
Staten
is his dog.
says Whooping Crane is literally named Whoop.
Whoop.
Come
Yep.
on.
Yeah, come on.
Look how it's spelled. Look at. I know I've made that point 1,000 times. I'm like, look at the spelling of it. Like it's whooping crane. And what like so 3-year-olds are reading like illustrated books with owls and animals and owls and what WHO. You know?
What does a whooping crane sound like?
And Kaiju says the whooping cough crane.
Maybe.
That's-
Maybe.
But yeah, Pete
Um,
wants to go on a night investigation tomorrow. Like he's
That'd be
just
cool. How many miles are you planning to hike?
not many. Not many. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, miles. Hike miles at night. No thanks.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love. I could put height miles. Is that what he said?
he doesn't like doing night hikes.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, I'm
that.
not
I
gonna
just do
hike
a lot of
miles at
walking.
night.
No.
No, it's just gonna be. So we, I have some
hiking.
interesting things around me. So number one, I have a cemetery, a very old cemetery, like I don't know, 400 yards away from me right now. And then I have this really cool holler, what we call hollers down here. It's hollow, and yeah, we're gonna go look for Bigfoot down there because it's all Bigfooty kind of, and the cemetery's there, so there might be a connection, right? So Pete wants to go look because he wants to get a DNA sample. He wants to bite a Bigfoot.
Wants to bite something.
DNA sample.
Yeah. Well, if you come across
Yeah.
the Sasquatch, you're gonna promise to take plenty of footage, aren't you? If you come across one.
It depends on what I'm armed with. I might just shoot it in the face. To be honest with you, dude, I saw a beautiful black bear today. It was a weird squatchy moment, actually. Because I came around. I was on some switchbacks, up near
Okay.
up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And I came around this one switchback, and there was a black bear. This thing was huge.
Oh.
But it was kind of lanky. But I swear to God, it was sitting on its hinds, like almost like a dog,
Huh.
and its head was 4 feet up in the air. I mean, it almost looked like a juvenile squatch. Like, it was blacker than black. It was beautiful, gorgeous bear.
Yeah. Brooks is
yeah.
saying he lives in the Sacramento Mountains in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Yeah, it's beautiful up there, Taos and everything.
What's up, Brooks? Welcome.
Yeah.
Says I had a
Yeah,
black
I never get to meet a black bear.
just an hour or so ago. He was on my
Hey.
deck. Right on.
Big one,
Yeah.
little one.
Did you chase them away? Like, I'm curious if they chased them away or not.
I don't get bats in my yard. I get alligators.
Yeah, dude, I know, right? You guys and your gators, and you almost make them seem like nice and personable. Like, sometimes I'm like, are they
They're
really?
These that are out here are really tiny. I mean, they're small, like a foot long, and maybe
And
2
some of
feet.
them are getting into that 2.5,
Yeah, but
3 foot range, but then they move
They
on.
move on. This is like the nursery corner of
whatever.
the lake. I mean, we see
Oh, okay.
little baby
Yeah.
ducklings, and it's a tucked away corner of the lake that I think when they get a certain length, they tend to move on to bigger waters. Here, it's real shallow. There's a lot of weeds and such, but it's not a huge patch. It's just this little nook of a corner.
I saw a black bear being chased by a park ranger. The bear was yelling, "Hey, you wouldn't be chasing me if I was a polar bear." He was saying, "Stay away from my picnic basket."
Yeah, I know, right?
LIB Mike
That's the
says,
funny thing.
Gators made me buy Crocs. He's
Right.
thinking about Crocs.
Where I saw that black bear was at a picnic area. That's the weird thing about that. It was right there at a picnic area.
Wow.
There were no people around. Yeah.
The last bear I saw was kind of bluff charged us. It was here it was in
Wekiva Springs Park.
yeah, it was a park.
State
There were people sitting around the spring.
I was getting out of the water and I could hear it in the brush
Really?
just right behind
Oh, yeah.
me. And a guy walks up first when we
Hey bear, hey bear.
hey bear, hey bear, and it cuts back into the tree line further. You can hear him back there. We're walking around the bend of the walkway, and he's in front of me, about 10 feet in front of me. And I see just past him, the bear comes and bluff charges, it pounces, boom, boom, boom. By the third pounce, it was kind of on the walkway. He yells or what, I
It
forget
was a
what,
small
how
one.
you reacted,
But
but I jumped back. I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have to get aggressive right back in their face.
One endless
They'll
says,
run away
bears.
usually.
Oh, we did.
No bears.
Then we ended up walking that whole boardwalk all the way around that section of brush
Laser
where he
says-
was at. Never saw him again.
The bears here in Montana have constitution of their right to bear arms.
Yeah, believe it or not,
Nice.
raccoons around here, around northern Canada, have the right to bear small arms.
Right.
And a little stick.
Cynthia
Yeah.
says,
Mhm.
I was bigfooting, taking a pee-pee, and I looked behind me, and here comes a bear. We both scared each other.
Only
Yeah,
wild
they usually just run
encounter I've
away.
ever had taking a going
Was
pee
that
with
that sea lion
big
or whatever that was?
huge sea lion out on
Ooh.
Malibu Beach.
Right.
I was in a little nook, and there was probably 2 feet of sand before the ocean, and this thing just comes up out of the water and boom, right about 6 feet in front of me in midstream. Do you want to talk about being scared.
Brooke says, I had wild horses here this morning in my yard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Plus, I get the deer and elk in my yard too. It's like having my own personal zoo.
Oh,
I don't-
have to
they're
feed
still
them
big.
or clean up
Clean up.
their poop.
Let their poop.
I didn't know wild horses were still a thing. I guess they are.
Oh, yeah.
Island off of the coast of Florida, Georgia. I forget the name of.
I don't know.
I forget the name of the island, but there's wild horses that they own that island.
Jekyll, maybe Jekyll.
Yeah.
No, there's one island they swim the horses out there every year or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
This one, they're there. There's one property of a old hotel, like a B&B, and it. Yeah, you can camp out there actually, but you got to get there by ferry. You can't bring your own boat. You
Yep.
can't. They don't
Yeah.
allow.
Nothing,
it's just by
nothing
ferry.
motorized. Yeah,
Right. They run a
Yeah.
ferry twice a day. Once early morning.
that's good.
Right in the evening.
We,
And
there
if you
should
don't
be more places like that.
plan for the night, you're stuck out there for the night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to plan on staying out there, you carry in whatever you need because you're not getting off the.
Jamie, how are
There's
you?
no stores. It's.
Yeah, there,
Yeah.
there should be more places like that.
Yeah.
You
I've
know,
always
I
wanted to
think.
do that. Go out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Five pieces.
Why
If
not?
I got Dragon by 2033, I'm retiring.
Okay.
Good night,
Is she
Danny.
talking about the Mothman or something? Trying to ride the Mothman by 2030 or something? New Jersey Devil, maybe.
Right.
Danny, have a good night. Good to see you.
Jamie, how you doing?
Good night, Danny. That's still frightening, though, that you've only seen one mountain lion. That's one too many. You don't want to see them that close.
Brooks, where are you? Was it
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
Montana
she's in
or-
some special place. Good God. Mountain lions, wild horses. Like, what's
No.
next?
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
back in Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There. You know what? It's funny. Some a friend of mine told me that he's actually seen one of those. I guess they call them like a bobcat or something.
Sure.
That are in there in the Arizona mountains, especially around
Oh, bobcats. Yeah.
yeah, around Prescott is where he saw it.
Yeah.
Saw
No.
bobcat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Northwood
I-
says the Jersey Devil is probably related to my ex.
Oh,
Probably.
the
For
Jersey
sure.
Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We have bobcats around here. Up in this area.
We were looking at this footage that Stevie had caught down at the 168 property where we camped, and she had taken this 4-second video, and we watched it the other night. And first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, it looks like a mountain lion. I gotta find somebody, or I gotta get the program to figure out how to like filter this video and
Frame by frame. And
it's looking less and less like a mountain lion.
now it's questionable.
I'm like, what the hell am I looking
hell
at?
is that?
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
it's-
more and more like a Mancoon. Yeah.
No, dude, I don't know.
It's hard to say.
But this is something I'm gonna, make a
Pursue.
project out of and figure this video out because it's
Like,
like
bigger or smaller than the mountain lion?
It's-
Bigger or smaller?
probably the same size, or I mean,
It's just the way that it's walking. You only see the back half of it. You see a tail sticking straight out, and it looks fairly long. You can't tell exactly because it's behind the brush. I was like 20 feet from it.
but you see the tail at a certain height in the video. Right?
Yeah. But then you
Yeah.
see
But just before that, you see
Something-
above, like pass by, like
considerably
Higher
larger,
than the
higher than the tail.
it's just like I'm like, wait, what the hell was that?
More
so-
like
It
imagine
was
the backing of a big cat walking.
Yeah.
It's above that. it's just above that. Like it's,
like a
it's not-
mountain lion, that the tail usually sticks straight off the back. When it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the back leg, because the back
It's
leg
just-
looks kind of bent, and but that's
It's
all
only
you
a
I'd like to
think.
see it.
It's a
4
4-second
seconds.
video. It's on Stevie's channel. If you can
I don't
find
have
her
much
channel.
on there if you can
Okay.
find it, but it's on. Yeah, it's on.
Well,
there.
I'm sure 3PO could load that in the chat. But no, I'd love to see that actually, and
I haven't
I'll look
seen
at it and kind of give you my take.
It looks like a
I
You
can
know,
look
my
at it.
guys,
The more you look at
my
it,
guys. Oh, sorry.
no, I was saying it looks like a
It's
cat, but
what?
the more you look at it, it
I
it
thought it was
starts
a
to
cat
become
at first, and
questionable
now-
of what
now I'm
kind
like,
of
wait a
cat,
minute.
if it's a cat.
Well, it's Florida.
Well,
So.
You said it was
Anything
a very long
goes.
one. So it could have been it could have very well been a bobcat or a mountain
Oh
lion.
no, it is bigger than a bobcat.
It's bigger than a bobcat,
I-
so there might have been.
I
a
want to
mountain
say
lion.
there are. Wait a second.
It's Florida Panthers.
A part of me wants to say there are mountain lions in Florida. A part of me wants to say there's no mountain lions in Florida.
They're
It's a
Florida
panther.
Panthers. Yeah. I mean, I think if mountain lions might be up on the Panhandle, I think down here it would be Panthers, or down there.
Panther.
I say.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, that's all foreign to me. Here's the thing. My buddies in it's like that Oklahoma area there, that like southeast Oklahoma, sort of Texas, right area. Is Shane Church and Brian Hooland. They put up trail cams, and I'm not kidding you. They caught on a trail cam in that area a African lioness.
Really? Right.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely. I mean, they got the game wardens
was
involved.
it whereabouts was it? Was it eastern Oklahoma or was it more?
Yes,
I don't know.
it was. It's that I believe it's that like southeastern Oklahoma, like Texas
Because I
and
know
Arkansas area.
Well, in the Brown Springs area, which is south of Oklahoma City, but it's right on the Red River. Not far from there, I think within 40 miles of there was where that lion dude, the lion,
Yeah, the Tiger King.
Tiger King.
The Tiger King guy, yes.
Yeah,
And
there was,
I think that's the kind of the speculation about
Yeah, there
that.
was some
Fine.
cats that
Yeah.
weren't accounted for, and there's
Yeah.
talk of tigers being down there.
Yes.
So
This, I mean, dude, it was an amazing trail cam pick that they, of course they were putting trail cams out there, for Bigfoot,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and they
to get a lioness, yeah,
and they got a African lioness like clear as day, like there's no denying it of what that thing is, and it's like, oh my god, I mean, it's probably dead now, but who knows?
Hey, Stevie B, could you please share that link in the private chat? I'd like to take a look at that picture real quick.
I
What
can't.
you were-
I
Oh, you
can't.
can't?
I can't do StreamYard. I can't
Oh,
do it on StreamYard. I posted it in the chat. I that's the first time I've ever posted my own channel. That's weird.
did you post it?
I did.
No shit.
I don't. I mean, there's hardly anything on there, but check out that 4-second video. I took it on by accident. I was in. I just
that a link will put you right into YouTube, and like you can scroll, but it's I watched it, like I watched the views just go up, click up from me watching it over and over again. I'm like, oh wait a minute, this is giving you views. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
that was kind of weird. You can see once you
Right.
go, you'll see I don't have hardly
But I was
anything on there.
blowing it up as much.
I think
as
I have like
possible,
25 subs.
That's
Oh,
cool.
I got 25 subs.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Just kind of check it out, see what's
Yeah,
going
you'll
on there.
see. It's something walking behind the bushes.
Well,
like
what I was
there's
going to say, I was in a wheelchair. I had my amputation and I didn't have my prosthetic yet, so I'm in my wheelchair. and we're
Right.
camping out. He's working on my truck, so I just strolled over to the fence line of the campground, and I just went from start to, from closest spot all the way down, and I was checking out little spots here and there, and I came across this dark patch that like a little tunnel going into, there wasn't really a game trail, but so I went to take a couple pictures. I took one,
Yeah.
took two, and that was it.
But
I kept going.
accidentally,
So months later, my phone gives me a notification that I've, too much storage use. I'm going and I'm dumping some old stuff. I come across the two pictures and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of got rid of one, and I flipped to the next one, and it's a 4-second video. I must have accidentally hit the video while I was trying or attempting to take a picture of that little dark spot. And when I did, that's the ending result. I was just about to delete that 4-second video, but then something moved, and I was like, "What was that?" And then I was like, "Oh shit!" When I
Nice.
3-4 months later, after
something of a decent size was in those books.
it was
Yeah,
right.
I couldn't really tell in the bush. I was able to copy the link into the private chat there here and took a look at it a couple times. To me, it looks like kind of like a coyote or something. I don't know. Just
If you really listen, you can hear the footsteps of it.
Yeah,
walking.
you'll
You can
hear it walking.
crunching on the probably prom fronds or whatever. But yeah, you can. And I didn't hear shit 20 feet from me, and I didn't hear nothing. I didn't know until months later when I stumbled upon that video. Like, holy shit, that was right there. I mean, the only comfort that I take in that whole thing is I had my 9 on my lap the whole time. I was wheeling in my chair. I had my 9 across my lap. I was on the tree line, and I know there was gators over there when we were there for the 168. There's snakes, big snakes.
Yeah.
And I'm in a wheelchair. I can't just run away, so I made sure I had something on my lap.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
who
what,
knew?
you guys returned? This was a return to that, or was this
I
a
camped out there
168 thing?
half a dozen times since the
Yeah,
168.
we've been to that same campground a few times.
Shit, we did it for a couple of years for
two
Thanksgiving.
years in a row. We went to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've been back a few times.
Oh, nice.
It's just a nice place to camp. It really is. It's a cool place. You can
Yeah,
hike.
yeah. I mean, it sounds like a good spot.
It's canopied. It's showers within
Yeah, no,
reasonable
it's cool.
distance, and such
Yeah,
a vast
exactly.
area. It's such a vast area. There's actually 5 different separate campgrounds out of that whole system right there. The Puis, I think,
Right.
the Poo, however you say it. Okay, I still don't know how you say it.
WTF, Mike, what's up?
What's up, Mike?
We're saying hi and we're saying goodbye.
Right, it's
Okay.
over
Yeah,
2 hours
We
now.
did hit that 2-hour mark.
yeah.
Judy, you're
wow.
welcome.
Time flies.
You're welcome, Judy. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Well, thank you so much again, Mogs and Stevie B, for allowing me to be a part of the panel tonight. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Oh,
Absolutely.
No worries, man.
Well, everyone's welcome here.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Definitely.
We
Hey,
tried.
no running to any Sasquatch tomorrow, okay? Squatch talk.
Yeah. Look, yes. So you can check it. Like, my channel is Squatch
Yeah.
Talk on YouTube. I'm the only Squatch Talk on YouTube. And
Okay.
yeah, Petey's gonna go on a night investigation. So we're gonna get out there, boots on the ground. Really go for it. Try and see what we can scurry up. If we can
Pause on the ground.
Be safe out there.
Thank you,
Yes.
CRJ.
Definitely be safe.
Yeah, please be safe out there, Squatch. Yeah. And thank you, CRJ Designs.
thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, too. Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Mikey, check
All
it
right,
out.
guys.
All right, guys. Take care. Thank you for
yes.
hanging out.
Yeah,
We'll
Stevie,
talk.
Thanks,
folks.
Peter.
We'll be back. You can find us here on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Of course.
just, what the hell was I just going to say? This is a good part.
I was agreeing with Papa Craig's comment. Some kind of cat. Tail is too short for a cougar, though.
Yeah, and that's what made me start to rethink things. But when
There's a flash of
you'll see something pass by. You'll just
It's
watch
a
it a
little
couple
higher.
times, follow where the tail goes, that height.
There's a little
Then look
higher.
above it where there's a little opening of light and whatever, and something passes by that high, and it's like, wait a minute, how is that possible? It almost,
It's the
you have
exact
to- you have to see
same.
it to-
Yeah, you gotta just watch it a few times and look above the tail and that little upper area. It's pretty
It
interesting.
looked really fluffy. To me, it looked like a coyote. I'm just saying.
yeah, no, my first thought was cougar, and then I watched it last night, and I'm like, no, tail looks a little too short.
Yep.
But
You also can't really see the whole tail,
yeah,
so it's hard to say. It
Anyway.
just trips me out that it was just right there, 20 feet away, and I didn't hear or see anything. It was oblivious to anything being that right there.
That would be frightening if the thing had jumped out at you in your chair.
What's that?
I said that would have been frightening if it had jumped out at you from the brush.
It would have, but I was prepared.
Yeah. I'm glad you were. I'm glad you were. I
used to be a good shot.
Mhm.
Good job, Stevie.
Sure you are.
Shoot that thing.
all right,
Next
guys.
one was that close.
All right.
Stevie.
Yeah, guys.
Mikey,
Good
take
seeing
care.
you.
Good
Good night,
seeing
Good
you.
meeting you, Mikey.
Hey, good
Later,
to meet
Tater.
you too, Squad.
Hey,
All right.
Pat, take care, man. Thanks.
too big to be a raccoon, I think. Tristan, I think it's a little too big to be a raccoon.
Yeah,
and it's too
It
straight.
didn't have that. I don't know. There's just something odd about it.
Raccoons
after
are more.
starting to watch it.
They're
But I'm
more
glad you guys are
bottom heavy.
checking that out.
Yeah,
and
thank you,
check it
guys.
out. And
Let me know because
Thursday we'll be back. Give us an idea what you think.
put it in comments.
I definitely want to get that video on some sort of editing platform or something I can throw some filters on it and
Thanks, Mike.
try to draw out what the
Plan on
hell,
it.
see that a little bit better because it's just weird.
Mike said get some sleep. Stevie.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. If you enjoyed yourself, please hit that like button below, share it out, leave comments. If you're new, subscribe.
Yes.
We will be back, like I said, on Thursday.
We'll see you on Thursday.
I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace and God bless.